The furor over Rahul Gandhi's remarks on India's democracy made in the United Kingdom refused to die down, with Parliament repeatedly getting adjourned and the BJP accusing him of being anti India and of insulting India outside the country. I'm Barkha Dutt, you're with the Mojo Story. Our focus today is on the political aftermath of those comments made by Mr. Gandhi in a series of public events, both at Cambridge University and in London. Rahul Gandhi, speaking to the media today, criticized the fact that he's not being allowed to rebut what he's being accused of on the floor of the House. He called it a test of democracy that he be allowed to speak inside Parliament. BJP's top leadership has targeted Mr. Gandhi, accused him of insulting the country with his remarks outside of India on Indian democracy. Rahul Gandhi has called this allegation a distraction. On this broadcast today, we'll be talking to Sam Pitroda. Mr. Pitroda, of course, is the chairman of the Indian Overseas Congress. He's a very, very close associate of the Gandhi family since the time of Rajiv Gandhi and is seen to be a key player in the organizing of Rahul Gandhi's many public functions every time he travels outside of India. Sam Pitroda has also held that Rahul Gandhi has done nothing wrong. So, was Mr. Gandhi exercising his right to free speech, or did he score a political self goal? Let's go across now to Sam Pitroda. Mr. Pitroda is joining us live from Chicago. It's good to see you, Sam Pitroda. Always a pleasure talking to you. Let me start by asking you, would you have advised Rahul Gandhi to have done anything different looking at the kind of political chaos that has emerged from his comments?
First of all, Barkha, thank you very much for the opportunity. It's always good to see you. I think the basic problem is that government today is lying. Government today is really making something out of nothing. Rahul Gandhi did not say anything to offend anybody. Rahul Gandhi basically said, one, that Indian democracy is global public good. I thought that was a very powerful statement, that world should pay attention to Indian democracy because India is a country of 1.5 billion people. Indian democracy is definitely public good. I believe in it. And I think people need to be reminded of that.
Right.
Second thing he said is that Indian democracy is under strain. He's not allowed to speak. ED is sent on many people's door knocking. Unnecessarily, people are being harassed. I have experienced that as well in a small little way. And I think he's right in saying that people feel democracy is in strain. I can tell you from my perspective, three things that bother me a lot. One, institutions are not independent anymore. Some to more degree and some to less degree. You can start right from university. If I want to give a lecture at a major university today, vice chancellor would be really worried. And unless and until he gets an okay from somebody higher up, he will not give space. I know it. I've tried it.
You're saying universities in India have withdrawn invitations to you?
No, university in India will not encourage as much as I would like, because they are worried that I might say something which will offend government. As an example, so universities to some extent are not autonomous, free. You can say same thing about many other institutions. Judiciary, you can say something about police, you can say something about ED. That's how people feel. Now we can argue as to the extent of it.
So let's get to,
okay, let me just finish for a second.
Okay.
Second thing is that civil society is under a lot of strain. I have lots of people in NGOs, from Ashok Khosla to Ashok Chatterjee to Bankar Roy, And these people have been there for 30, 40 years doing work in various fields, and they all tell me that they are being harassed for foreign funding, for some little mistake, for some little accounting, and they are not allowed to speak. Third, there is very little scientific, rational mindset when you have a conversation with people. It is always in terms of arguments, disagreement, shouting, personal attacks, innuendos, linking it to some historical perspectives. And it's
Hmm.
very difficult in this kind
Okay.
of environment.
Now you've framed your argument. Let me ask you a few questions.
Please.
My first question, and that is the basis on which Mr. Gandhi is being targeted by the BJP, is what is the need, the purpose, or the point of actually traveling outside of India to make these points? Rahul Gandhi has been holding very many press briefings, including one earlier today. He has traveled the length and breadth of India. He's held press conferences along his Bharat Jodo Yatra. He has social media platforms. He can express all of this at home. What is the point and the purpose and the relevance of going outside of India to Cambridge, to Chatham House, to an interaction with UK Journalists Association? What is the purpose? What purpose is served?
Good, very good question. First of all, Rahul Gandhi went to England at the invitation of the Cambridge University as a fellow at Cambridge University. He did not go to give a talk just at Chatham House. But since he was there, and since it was a weekend, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, I thought it would be a good opportunity to meet with lots of other people, because Congress party is a national party. We have been in power for many years, and we have our own connections with various other international organizations. We are not a regional party. So it is fair for us to go meet people all over the world, not just in UK, but in EU, in Australia, in England, in US, Canada, everywhere. We do that as a regular sort of event if it is possible. Indian Overseas Congress is in 32 countries with offices, people. They also want to meet Rahul Gandhi. So it's not that you went to make a point somewhere. While you were
But
there, you made a point. There is a big difference. And there is nothing wrong, according to me, in saying things about India in foreign countries. Who came up with this idea that you can't say anything
let,
against?
let, let me give you an analogy from the country you're in right now. You're in Chicago right now, you're in the US right now. It is a long tradition of American leaders that when they travel outside of their shores, they do not debate or discuss or deride the politics of those that they may disagree with vehemently otherwise. I remember Obama coming to India at one point
He
and
is
not
in
wanting to
power.
talk
He
about Trump.
represents government. Obama represented government. Obama was in power. A senator going is different thing than president going. So let's
Mr. Gandhi is a member of parliament.
so fine, it's okay. He decided to do that. That's perfectly all right. That's what democracy is all about. I mean, how could a nation like India get insulted by a comment? I mean, what kind of a nation is that? India is too big to be insulted by anybody. India is too powerful, is a great civilization. Nobody can insult India. I mean, what kind of a notion is this?
I would agree with you that India is much too big, robust a democracy to
Absolutely.
be
Absolutely. It's
injured.
okay.
But would you say, because you just said what's the big deal in talking about India outside India? Is it then your argument that what you would say at home and what you would say outside is the same? Are there certain things that we keep for arguments within ourselves and not for outsiders?
No, Barkha, in an interconnected world where all 8 billion people are basically connected with hyperconnectivity, there is nothing local anymore. This interview that you and I are having will be seen in Australia, will be seen in Africa, will be seen everywhere. So what are you talking? Okay, the world has changed. Let's realize that there's nothing like local and there is nothing like national. It's okay to have a conversation. What's the big deal?
Do you feel that many people will not see it like that? And I'll tell you why
That's
they
their
may not.
privilege. That is their
Let
privilege.
Look at Rahul Gandhi's country where he made, I beg your pardon, the country where Rahul Gandhi made these remarks was the United Kingdom. Now, in the United Kingdom, I don't know if you've been following this controversy, but the BBC made one of their sports presenters go off air for a tweet that he did on the refugee policy of the Conservative government. The BBC eventually had to eat crow and restore that particular anchor, Gary Lineker. I bring this up because in India, many people believe that the West has too many structural hypocrisies of their own to be commenting in a sort of lofty way on Indian democracy. So when Rahul makes these remarks, there's an anti-colonial history, Sam. There's that sense of the Western world being
No, I think we
hypocrites.
are too sensitive to all this petty stuff. Anti-colonial history is gone. I am who I am.
We're
I am
75 years
free.
old. It's not that far back.
Yeah, that's okay. That's all right. But that's history. Even if it is 5 year old, it's history. Okay. I got to look forward. I'm not interested in looking backward. I don't have eyes in the back. I have eyes in the front. So
So you are
I am
saying
very
borders
quickly.
don't matter, borders don't matter, national identity doesn't matter, national
No, it
pride doesn't
matters to
matter.
your point. It's not that black and white. Okay. It's not that black and white. It matters when somebody attacks us as a border, it matters. Okay. So you can't make a blanket statement. Nothing in this world is black and white. Everything is about gray. There is no sense in taking very strong position on issue. I think we just go crazy with taking strong positions, jumping over people. The basic problem here is, Barkha, that everybody gangs up on you. It is a well oiled, well structured, well orchestrated machine that start criticizing you, from a film actress to politician to businessman. Everybody is being asked to go criticize Rahul Gandhi systematically. Every channel carries for 3 days nothing else except Rahul Gandhi's comment. Come on, country has a lot of other things to worry about.
But
Getting this award is
I
money.
don't care. I'm not going to speak for the channels, but Rahul Gandhi's Bharat Jodo Yatra got enormous media attention and
Good.
praise even from his
That was
fiercest
good.
critics.
That was good, but not as much as they should have at the national television channels. Social media gave a lot of attention, but I never saw on national television every day a report on Yatra.
Okay, let
That is
me
the
let me
difference.
you know let me play for you just a very short clip of an exchange that one of the people who came out to listen to Mr. Gandhi, you may have seen this clip, it's gone quite viral on social media. He brought up Indira Gandhi and he said, I want to remind you today of your grandmother. I want you in particular to hear this clip because you've known the
But you see,
family since
okay,
the days of Rajiv.
before you show me that, I must say that every time I say something, you can't go and say Indira Gandhi said this, Jawaharlal Nehru said this, Mahatma Gandhi said this. Come on, whatever they said, it's okay.
Okay, let me
That
play
was
the
a
clip
different time
anyway.
frame. They had a
Okay,
different
okay,
issue. I'm not
okay.
interested in that. I'm interested in going forward.
Okay. Okay. Let me just indulge me and let me play the clip and we can talk about whether we're going back or we're going forward. Because there's an important question for the present that I have linked to this particular clip. Listen.
Sure. Go ahead.
I'm settled in London since 1961, and I knew your grandmother, Mrs. Indira Gandhi, through Bal Sahyog in India.
Okay.
Because I was working from 58 to 61 for All India Radio. And then your great-grandfather, Pandit Nehru, through Bharat Yuva Samaj.
You met him?
Yes, I met him. I used to go to Trimurti House to get their signatures, etc.
Okay.
Because I had a bicycle, and they were just near All India Radio, all these organizations.
So what was your experience in meeting him? What did you think?
Pandit Nehru was a great man. I always touched his feet, and he always blessed me. Mrs. Gandhi, your grandmother, was like an elder sister to me. She helped me a great deal, and she was a wonderful woman. When she came here in a press conference in London, after being imprisoned by Morarji Desai, a journalist asked her, "What is your experience of prison in India?" And she said, "I don't want to talk anything bad about India in this conference." Now you are being constantly attacked in the Indian media for your Cambridge lecture. I hope that you will take some lesson from what Mrs. Indira Gandhi said, because I am your well-wisher, and I like to see you become Prime Minister of
What's
India
your
one day.
question?
There is no question.
So my question
What's your
is...
question?
Yeah, my
There is no
question
question.
is...
Please ask your question, otherwise.
Yeah.
Okay, that clip basically has this elderly man saying you could learn from your grandmother, and I brought this up because I was looking through the archives and I found that in the 1970s, Indira Gandhi basically called out foreign interference. At every press conference, she would say, "We will not allow them to comment on us." Is there political craft, Sam, in the present moment to learn from
No,
this? Was
no,
there a
no,
mistake?
no, 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 no. But Indira Gandhi said that because she wanted to say that, and that's what made sense then. I respect that. But there is no sense in linking 50-year-old past with today. Today, we live in a hyper-connected world. When Indira Gandhi said this, India had less than 2 million telephones. Today, India has 1.4 billion telephones. I mean, what kind of a comparison is this? I don't understand the mindset. I mean, we are making two and two into something totally different. And this is what
Basically, you're saying that the digital age has
of
flattened
course,
borders to a degree where what you say at home and abroad need not be different.
absolutely,
Do,
absolutely. And no country like India can be insulted by anybody.
but do
I mean,
you
if somebody can
think,
insult India, boy, you got to be very powerful person.
do
I
you
don't know of
think,
anybody in the world today who can insult India.
do you think politically this is how it will go down? Because what has happened in Parliament
So that
is that
people
on
behave
a platter, there has been an issue for the government to target you with.
no, all they are doing, Barkha, is very simple. They are diverting attention from real issues on the floor, which has to do with one, Adani, two, unemployment, three, inflation, four, women's violence, security. There are so many issues in the country. All the promises government made, what happened to it? Prime Minister of India goes abroad and Prime Minister has also said things. I've seen some clips somebody sent me yesterday where Prime Minister on his trip to Korea and other places have said similar things. When Prime Minister of India gets up and says that nothing got done for 70 years, he's insulting me also. Because we did a lot of work on telecom, technology missions. What do you mean nothing got done? How dare you say that? That's okay. If I say something, it's not okay. Come on.
But
Be
here's my question.
respectful.
Here's my question.
How can Prime Minister go on saying time and time again that nothing got done?
But if
No.
he is exercising his free speech and you're exercising your free speech, it's a zero-sum game. This is
Oh, so that's
politics,
fine.
right? Now, so
That's
let me
what
ask a
you are right.
political let me ask you a political question. You say that the government has got an opportunity to distract, an excuse to
Absolutely.
distract from issues that are more pressing, Gautam Adani, unemployment, the state
That's
of the
my conclusion.
economy. Okay. Was it a mistake to give them that in retrospect?
No, no, it is not.
In retrospect, do you think this could have been avoided because you've given the BJP
No,
something to flog you with?
no, no. If it wasn't this, it will be something else. They will say, why did Rahul Gandhi scratch in front of an audience? They'll do that. Okay, they are capable of doing it. So it doesn't matter what you do. Okay.
Rahul Gandhi's cousin, who's in the BJP but not really a favorite of the BJP, Varun Gandhi, said he was invited to speak on India at the Oxford Union, and he declined because he doesn't think you should be talking about political issues outside India. There's
That is his privilege.
enough space to express yourself at home.
That is his privilege. I have no argument. Okay. But that doesn't mean I should do the same thing. That doesn't mean Rahul should do the same thing. I mean, what kind of logic is this? I don't understand your logic. Why do people in India think like this? Okay. I just don't get it. Everybody today should understand that hyperconnectivity has changed this world completely. there is very little private space for public figure.
I do remember Rahul Gandhi saying that this has to be solved from within. I
Yes,
remember
he
him
did say
saying
that.
that.
That's what I meant.
I remember him saying that. But my
Yes.
question is a bit different. My question is, what are we looking what are we as Indians when we go outside India, as Mr. Gandhi did? You were there, you have organized many of his foreign trips, almost all of them. When he makes these comments about Indian democracy outside India, but he says it's our internal matter, what is achieved by making this argument on Western
It's
soil?
very
What is
simple.
achieved by it?
It is very simple. Basically, when people ask you questions about the state of India, it includes not just economy, not just peace, not just events on the border, but also the overall state of democracy. If somebody today in America has to ask me, Sam, what's going on in India? My summary will be different from your summary.
Or your
Maybe the
summary could
summary
be
will
one thing at home and one thing outside. You can
No,
argue as
no. I have no double standards. I have no double standards. Whatever I say outside, inside is same thing. It's not criticizing. It's giving facts. I mean, where does this idea, you see, you have to have very low, fragile self-esteem to be hurt very easily like this. And I know that in India, man, apman, saman, abhiman are very important issues. People get hurt very easily. Everybody is ready to be hurt. You don't invite me to your party, I feel insulted. Grow up. Okay.
let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. Okay, when Bharat Jodo Yatra was being undertaken, a lot of people sort of praised Rahul Gandhi for being on the ground. Then they also said this was a good shift because it was a positive campaign. It was about something upbeat. When you talk about what you see as the state of Indian democracy, the institutions, and so on, you're again running something negative that many Indians might process as being negative about the country, not even negative about the government. Do you think this was politically smart?
No. It's not a question of politically smart or not. It's a question of facts of life. You can't hide things under the rug. Somebody has to face it. Somebody has to tell about things the way they are. We are a very large, very powerful, very respectful civilization. This civilization cannot be hurt by somebody saying something in England or France or Germany. People are petty that they feel they are hurt. I, as an Indian, I'm very proud. And I don't think India can be hurt by anybody. There is nobody capable of hurting India. See, when I get hurt, that means I want to be hurt.
Hmm. But what about the
Nobody can
Western
hurt me.
stereotyping?
You
What
cannot
about the
insult me.
Western? What about?
There is no way, let me tell you, there is no way you can insult me unless
Yeah.
I want to be insulted. Okay? So all these people are ready to be hurt. And now they are hurt. Too bad.
But it's a little. What about stereotyping by the West of India? And I ask you this because, for example,
Yes.
I could go to the United States of America and talk only about gun violence, anti-abortion rights, violence
You're right.
against
Nobody will bother
blacks.
you. Nobody will
Nobody will
hurt
bother
you.
me. But there's granularity. There's a lot to America, right? There isn't just three things. But
Yeah,
I
but
could
it's
make it all
okay.
about those three things.
Yeah, but it's okay for you to talk about gun violence and not talk about, prosperity. It's okay. It's perfectly all right because you decided to focus today on gun violence. I live in Chicago. I've lived here for 60 years. Gun violence in Chicago hasn't changed in 60 years. Every year, 700 kids die, mainly during summer. I talk about it all the time in America. I talk about this in my lectures. That doesn't mean I disrespect America. That doesn't mean I'm negative about America. How do you come to these conclusions? I don't understand. It's
Okay.
okay for me to talk about these things.
So no regrets.
We speak.
No
No
regrets.
regret at all.
There
None
might there
at all.
might there might be people in the Congress who will have
Okay.
misgivings about what's
That's their
happened.
privilege. That's their privilege. It's unfortunate they think like that. Maybe they'll grow up someday.
You don't think that this was a mistake?
No, not at all. Not
So
hold
how
on. Telling truth. You think telling truth is a mistake?
yes, but this is a truth that will be debated, that is debated. We have many
I
arguments
know they
over
are
the
making, as I told you earlier, they are making unnecessarily issue out of nothing to divert public attention.
no, I'm saying even what you believe to be the state of Indian democracy
Right?
is something on you have to convince the people of India before you have to convince the
No,
people of the
no.
United
Who
Kingdom.
told you that I have to convince people of India before I make a comment? I mean, what kind of a logic is this? You mean I can't make a comment about something before
No,
spending
of
my
course
time
you
in
can.
convincing
No,
people
of
of
course you
India?
can. But if you're not looking for outside powers and
Doesn't
protagonists
matter.
to
No,
have an opinion or an intervention, then isn't that conversation much more critical to have at home?
no. You could have it at home. You could have it abroad. You could have it online. Okay, you could have it in a regular uh, tea party at home. You can have it anywhere. What's the problem?
What do you think Rahul Gandhi should or will do now?
He should do whatever he is supposed to do and whatever he feels like doing. He knows he's a leader. He's, well educated, respected man. He knows what he has to do. You may not agree with him. That's a different issue because he's not like everybody else. I know working with Rajiv Gandhi, we had same issue. People used to say, oh, Rajiv Gandhi is not a real politician. What do you mean? It means you have to lie. It means you have to be connive. It means you have to be manipulative. It means you have to cheat. No, that's not the kind of person he is.
So you do not believe there will be any political setback to Mr. Gandhi over these comments that
How
could be
could there be
presented?
political setback for telling truth? It will be sad for India if there is a political consequences for telling truth.
But there are many,
That means if you
there are
lie,
many
look,
things. There are many things true about India that not all of it is dire, not all of it is negative. That's the point, right? That when
you
you
say
travel
that also
abroad,
sometimes. So you say that also sometimes. What's the problem? The fact that Indians are, very successful abroad, he has said that. Nobody commented on that.
are
Of
you missing the pulse of how most Indians see themselves today?
course I understand. Of
That's the
course I
point.
understand. I'm not an idiot. Okay. I can assure you that. It doesn't matter what you think or everybody else thinks. I know who I am. I know where my heart belongs. I know what I have to respect. I know my India. I am proud of it. I have given, fair amount of, time and energy to India. I worked at the right time on telecom, IT, software. People have forgotten that just because it was 40 years ago. Okay. So you don't have to teach me what nationalism is all about. You don't have to teach me what respect for country is all about. I know that. Okay. But you can make fun out of it. You can ridicule it because that's how you are. And that's what I see in today's discourse. That no matter what you say, you will make something out of nothing. And then you will contest
When you say you, who is the you here?
it. Who in this case is government. Very clear. Because they have made a big issue out of it. They have asked all these leaders to go to television. They have asked all the television channels to cover this for 3 years or 3 days. So it's okay. There is nothing wrong. But I have nothing against anybody. Please don't get me wrong. I have nothing against individuals.
Okay. We have to close. So let me ask you once again, in retrospect, do you believe those comments were worth it given the way the conversation has gone?
I think those comments were timely. I think those comments made sense to me. I do believe Indian democracy is global public good. I do believe Indian democracy is under strain. And I do believe it is our problem and we have to solve it. Nobody else can solve it.
Okay, we wait for Mr. Gandhi to speak in Parliament. He has made it clear today that he would like the right to respond on the floor of the House. And let's see, I look forward to that intervention. Sam Pitroda there saying Rahul Gandhi did no wrong. And in a hyper-connected world, this argument about what is said in India and what is said outside of the shores doesn't make sense according to him. So literally doubling down, as it were, on Mr. Gandhi's comments instead of being defensive and taking them back. Sam Pitroda, thank you for talking to us. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Barkha. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. Take care. It's great to see you here. Thank you for watching our work. If you haven't subscribed yet, don't forget to click the bell icon and subscribe to Mojo Story and support independent, robust journalism.